Hey guys, Sir bringing you another video. Now welcome to another episode of Climb to Master, and obviously this one is in a bit of a different format. So, I played this game the other night in one of my try-hard sessions, and, you know, there's no clickbait here. If I'm not mistaken, the title will be something to do with, like, me being 10-0 by a pretty early stage in the game. So I thought I'd do a replay version of the game so we can break things down more. But this game is a good summary of Season 11 so far, but I will also say, even though it's been a bit poop, and I've been obviously very up and down about it, we have a plan in place of what I'm going to be doing moving forward, and obviously I want to take this replay time also to tell you guys about that. So, the Huzzy count hasn't been going great. I'm not Diamond, which is absolutely ridiculous for me at this stage of the game, but I was talking a lot on my stream today, and, oh, I don't have Fog of War on, and it does seem that, obviously, I don't watch a lot of League creators, but my stream was actually saying in a lot of creators that they watch, everybody's experiencing roughly the same thing. A lot of people just think the LP gains are a bit like what was going on, and it's very hard to climb if you're not a god tier player. And people are struggling. And obviously there's still quite a lot of frustration when it comes to the damage and the items and all that. So moving forward, what I've decided to do, you're going to get this game, we're going to go through it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. But we're going to do this. Tomorrow you're also going to get a really good game where I play Nico. And then what I've decided to do moving forward is, I think you guys, the audience, I recently did a poll on my community tab basically going, why do you watch me? Is it a mixture of all things? Is it education, like try hard for the main account, which a lot of you did say that? Is it chill content? What is it? It did seem that it was a mixture of all of it, but the main account was a good focus that people wanted. But I don't think you guys care about what the main account is. You guys don't care if the main account is Huzzy or something completely random. You just want me to be climbing. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to jump on a different account as my main. So for a couple reasons. One, MMR is quite hard to recover, especially with how the game feels right now. The two ways that you recover an account, while obviously we're just doing some clearing here, you either win a lot of games and that recovers MMR, or you lose a lot of games and your MMR goes down to the kind of bottom pit and you can kind of then recover it from there. Because my current win rate is roughly holding at now a 50%, my overall win rate's negative, but the last week or two I'm about a 50% win rate now. It's never going to do anything to my MMR. So there's that reason that I think the MMR is just a bit of an icky place. It's going to be very hard to recover it. That's one thing. And two, no matter who you are, sometimes you just kind of have that feeling. And when I log into the Huzzy account, I have that kind of pressurized feeling that it's not feeling great. So what I've decided is I'm going to jump onto one of my previous accounts that will still own every single champ. I think I've got one account that has still League Partner buff. So in theory, we have all the champions. We should have all the skins available pretty much. So nothing will feel different about the champions I can play or the skins I can use. Meanwhile, Take the Scuttle is a big fight also upcoming. So we'll continue the chat in a second. Gonna go for this though. Yasuo with the Wind Wall does also get a really nice knock-up on the Wukong. He does go down, I get one kill. I'm gonna continue going for the Qiyana. Obviously having the double buff advantage helps. He tries to flash away, and I flash, boom with the Q, get myself an early double kill. Thumbs up, not bad. Yasuo from memory also pings me, can you push mid lane please? And I obviously go and I help him push, because you don't want it to just be sitting in there and slow pushing. That will screw his lane positioning up. I am pinging now. You can see the Wukong is spam pinging the Scuttle, because everybody knows that's the big jungle difference is XP. So if I get this Scuttle, it kind of screws him because I got the other one. So he's spam pinging, and yes, the enemy bot lane has reacted a bit early. Alistar goes for an engage and Wukong just ignores it. I'm going to continue for the fight, and straight away Yasuo's here, which is lovely. I get a killing spree. I also, again, going for the Wukong, I get him too, and Tristana will survive. So I don't, in theory, want all these kills, by the way. I'm 4-0, that's every single kill in the game, but in a high-pressured situation, like a big team fight where people are dying, just take the kills. Like, you can't be that picky to be like, oh, I'm going to leave it for the Yasuo. Oh, damn, the person got away. No, just take the kill. So far, so good. 4-0, good farm, more Wukong than farm. Both Scuttles as well secured, so far, a pretty good start. But yeah, going back to the original point, Tier 2 boots, by the way, upgraded, and also the first component to my Mythic. I love rushing Tier 2 boots, by the way, in Elise. I think it's fantastic. Good early pressure for an early pressure jungler. Yeah, I'm going to swap to a different account, and I don't think it's really going to affect a few things, because like some people are like, oh, isn't that going to just reset you? Again, the main account right now, slight spoiler, is in Platinum 2. Again. And if I have half decent placements on the other account, I could be Platinum 2 from placements. In a much better place MMR, in a much better place mentally. And I just think it's going to be a good idea. So hopefully you guys are on board with that. I think it's a great idea for me. I think it's a great idea for the content. I think it's a great idea for the climb. Because again, in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which account I main anymore. Back in the day when there was no League Partner buff, it kind of did matter because I didn't own the skins. I didn't... It kind of sucks. But now that League Partner buff is just giving me all this stuff, it doesn't matter. That's the point. And I'm sure we will return to the Huzzy account. But part of my chat with my Twitch today is that they were naming creators that have also done this similar thing. And a lot of the time it is helping them too. So right there, I was going to do the dragon. So again, that's that topic. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, like agree with it. If you do, throw a like on it. And I'm looking forward. I actually finished today's stream with a smile on my face going, we've got a plan. Hell yeah. So that's the plan. And by the way, if you're wondering why am I doing a replay version of this, by the way, so I was recording this on a tryhard stream, no camera, no mic. And by the way, I'm going to go over to the dragon because we can see Wukong being top lane now. But I stopped recording this game. And I said to my chat, do I start with a POV commentary and then eventually move to a replay like halfway through the game? And most of them just was like, nah, just do a replay the whole way through. So that's what we're doing. We're taking the dragon. The moment that I notice Wukong top lane, straight on the dragon. And you'll also notice, obviously, the Wukong's name. And by the way, that was a bad Lantern take by Draven. He should have let me take in it, because I have higher CC level. But the Wukong's name is the Wu God, so a one-trick or a main of some kind. Obviously, the early game has not really gone his way. And blue buff, even for Yasuo, is being taken. Alistar, though, I can see him coming, got a ward right on him, so I just get a really easy, nice, quick cocoon, and then I get another kill. That one, I would say, that was a mistake getting that kill. Yasuo, for a weird reason, blew Ignite. No idea why he used Ignite. And in theory, I should actually maybe, again, looking at replays sometimes helps. The Scuttle respawn there. I could get the Scuttle first and then go do my own camp. So that is something that maybe I would have done different. Again, the reason why you're prioritizing the Scuttle over your own camps is the Scuttle is the neutral camp. Only one of us are going to get that. So I can go get that, then go get my farm. So I think that might have been better. But Qiyana's roaming. I think it was pinged that she was on her way, by the way. So Thresh is going down. Again, no vision really from the mid at all. I'm here to try and save the day. I'll get one kill. So that's a kill for me. I'm then going to go for the Alistar, get the Alistar kill. And now I'm going to continue going for the Qiyana. So it's a bit of an iffy situation. Got to be careful here. So she is getting me quite low. Very low health, and I do get myself a triple kill. So far, we are 8-0 at 8 minutes in the game. I'd say all of these kills that I have are 100% fine, apart from one. And the one that I could have given was the one on Alistar here with Yasuo. So in theory, I should be 7-0-1, but I'm 8-0. That's every single kill on my team in the game. And my team's died 5 times. So far, we've got a 0-2 Yasuo and a 0-2 Draven. That might become more prevalent later into the game, but you could probably say, damn Huz, you're having a really good game, you're playing well, hell yeah. And yeah, I'd agree, I am playing well. The Twitch chat was going, damn, Huz is popping off. I feel really happy, and that's one big positive I will take away from this season so far. I'm really happy with how I'm playing. Like, as crazy as that is, I feel like I'm playing better now than I have in a year, maybe. It just doesn't reflect that on the rating. As weird as that sounds. Anyway, going to go for the Qiyana Flash Cocoon. Longest range Cocoon. And once again, you might be like, Huz, you could have given that kill. Kind of true, but I just one-shot the Qiyana. The damage was so high that she just got blown up. So I'm now 9-0, still maintaining every single kill in the game. We're going to go for the Rift Herald, though, with the Darius. The Darius, obviously, his name, again, you can see we've got champion names on, but over here on the side is summoner names, and I decided just to give that to the Darius to give him more gold. His name, his summoner name is also Darius. And what I'm doing here is Wukong is chilling, right? He's actually getting a lot of farm. You can see his farm is actually building on mine because I'm killing his teammates, so he's getting lane farm. But I'm like, he's going to come here. Just a complete Huzzy hunch. Then I'm like, I reckon he's going to go here, and he does. Open the Cocoon, big full combo. He will escape, very low health, and I'm going to continue going for him. He flashes for some reason, and I do get the kill. And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. 10-0 at literally the 10-minute mark. This is one of the most fed that I've personally got. And as I mentioned, out of all these first 10 kills, I would say there's only one kill, potentially, that I wouldn't really have got. I make a mistake. That's a big money to obviously give Qiyana. Unfortunately, she, I think, ignited me. No, she didn't. She just had a burst, I guess. So, yeah, sucky death for me. Maybe I was, like, overdoing it, let's say. Yasuo going in, seeing what he can do, and he just gets absolutely murdered by the Qiyana. Who, by the way, rushed Serpent's Fang. I guess because Yasuo does have shields. This is the shield, the anti-shield item. Yasuo does have a shield passive, so I'm guessing he's doing that. Nearly killing the Thresh as well. I respawn, though, unfortunately, with our first death, but we go Night Harvester, already at our tier 2 boots, and we have Sheen. So a really heavy power spike for Elise. Again, Lichbane is obviously a fantastic item on the champion, one of the best on her. It gives her insane burst, so that's what I will be building for next. Unfortunately for me, though, Draven alone in bot lane ends up dead again, so you can kind of see how far, so far how this game is going. Darius is just chilling in top lane. He really can't, even though it's an AP Gragas, that isn't fantastic. Gragas is very easy to survive on. He's got regen, he's got mobility, he's got CC, he's got disengage. So it's hard for a Darius actually to kill a Gragas. Bot lane, no, mid lane's 0-3 and bot lane is 0-4. I'm going to go for a gank though. Tristana potentially is overstaying, getting that one more plate. And once again, you can see I don't get my cocoon, but without even my spider form, that was just my Q and W in human form, we're one-showing. So I definitely know there could be an argument so far in this game. It's like, oh, Huz, sometimes you do say you need to share the kills about. I do agree, but I also think in this game, maybe only out of my 11 kills so far, only one of those kills someone else could have got. So Yasuo is engaging, obviously we're in a 2v3 right now. We do have my team showing up though. I am obviously quite fed. I do go down. The Qiyana obviously is starting to get very strong, and unfortunately we're just in a very weak state right now. With a Draven obviously losing lane, but we do have Darius making his way, which is good. Shut down by the Darius, and I think that will probably be that. Maybe Darius, yeah, Darius is continuing the fight, which is questionable. Tristana jumps over with exhaust, and Darius will go down. So it's a bit greedy from Darius to continue that, I guess. So yeah, the game, enemy team of the gold lead. I respawn, once again, getting that, obviously, movement speed towards that Lichbane, and the dragon is now being done. So, as crazy as it sounds, the disadvantage in the jungle this game, Wukong is ahead on me in both farm and XP, and the reason why he is that, as crazy as it sounds, is because how well I did in the early game as Elise. So I am kind of thinking, at this point I will say I started to kind of panic that I'm so fed, I'm an early-ish game champion, and now we're losing the game. We also have a Draven who's supposed to win early, who's kind of chain feeding, and we have a Yasuo that's 0-4. So I was starting to panic going, I need to try and make plays, and obviously sometimes that's going to make you do mistakes. And that, I think, is what started to happen a little bit here, is I'm forcing that I'm so fed, I do so much damage, but what the counter is, the enemy team, they just CC me. It doesn't matter how fed you are, if you're permanently CC'd, you ain't doing any damage. And obviously the Tristana is getting fairly strong, and obviously the Qiyana is also doing fairly well too. So yeah, unfortunate situation, but it's the way that it goes. I will say, based on comp, I wasn't a big fan of our comp. I don't know, like Draven seems... Let me know what you guys think if you want, but it does feel that Draven has completely fallen off as a champion this season, in the fact that he has to win lane really to be useful, and his kind of pressure point is lane phase bullying. It kind of feels because of the damage in the game and everything. The game doesn't stay in early phase long enough for a champion like Draven to be worth playing, because after everyone gets getting their first mythic item, the game feels like mid-game, and by then Draven has kind of fallen off. So I don't know, unless you're a really good Draven that absolutely demolishes your lane, I think the champion is pretty bad. And to be fair, again, for a lane bully early game AD carry, I don't think he has a free lane phase against things like Trist or Kai'Sa or anything like that. Meanwhile, Darius gets one kill. Really nice by him. I decide I'm just going to go mid lane, but I'm like, well, I'm going to try and go top lane to see what I can do. Trist's going to obviously just assassinate the Darius, but she is vulnerable to me now. So here we go. Going to go for her with the big damage, and yeah, again, that just shows I'm insanely fed this game. I'm so far ahead of anybody that in a 1v1 I'd absolutely one-shot most of the enemy team still, but it's when they kind of clump together is where we're in trouble. Big play here, and they will go for the Qiyana, but the Draven doing no damage right now. They will just manage to walk away and survive. Going to clear this control ward, but as I was saying earlier, the reason why Wukong has actually managed to get some XP on me, I'm now level 10 and he's level 10, but he was a level ahead, but also he's got way more farm, is because how well I did in the early game. I was killing everybody, so all Wukong did was, I'm just going to go in the lane that the Elise just killed. Mainly mid lane, it did seem. But I'm going to go in the lane the Elise got just killed. That gets me a way more farm than I probably should be getting in the early lane phase. That gets me more XP. So even though technically I got all the neutral camps, I should be ahead on XP than the Wukong. He's getting lane phase XP that I'm not getting. So that's kind of where he's actually started to do okay. But anyway, going to go back. So the game itself, worth noting... no mythic item so far for the Yasuo. He is very far behind. He's farming okay, though. But no mythic also for the Gragas. So, you know, both teams have got some strengths and weaknesses. But we get... This game is still definitely winnable. The gold is... In my head, I'm like, it's probably roughly even right now. But obviously, I am, right now, definitely our win condition. If I can pop off, great. If I get owned, then we're in trouble. Darius going to go for an engage. Coming in with him. Just going to burst the Alistar to get him out of the way. I don't know who got the rift, to be honest. But we're going to continue the fight. But this is where we're in trouble in some areas. But again, the Tristana mispositions. I go for it quite heavily. With then my team with the Wukong, he does get me. But can they finish him off? From memory, yeah, it's already happened. If you go back and watch the replay. Unfortunately for us, the Draven exhausted the Wukong's clone. And by the way, that was, I think, basically a 4v5. We're just so weak. The Yasuo and Draven are doing very little, if any, damage right now. So it's really the Darius, if he can especially get the ultimate reset, it's a big deal. Or, you know, let's be honest, it's me. If I can do damage, maybe we'll be okay. But yeah, Elise, I like Elise. As you guys know, she is one of my best champions right now. I'm really having good performances on her, and do expect Elise to continue when we jump on the other account. Definitely. I still will be jungling, and jungle and mid is the two roles, mainly anyway. And Elise is great, very good early game pressure jungler, really good damage. Like even late game, she does fall off a little bit, but she can still do really good damage in late game. She can still one shot an AD carry if they miss position. She can still do that. But yeah, she does, as we mentioned, she does fall off compared to a late game hyper carry champion. So this is where. Again, the panic is sometimes created of, I'm strong right now as Elise, I need to make it work right now. So the dragon, we should have maybe advantage on this dragon if we play it fairly well. Unfortunately for us, though, the Yasuo is by himself, and he ends up dead. 0-6 Yasuo before the team fight breaks out. We know Qiyana's somewhere above us. Thresh gets a hook, which was a bad hook, to be honest. It slowed him down to escape. So he's going to go down. And there you go. So Yasuo's dead again, 0-6. Now they've got dragon pressure. And I would say this is about the point that I just was like, I'm stopping the recording. Mainly, if you're wondering, again, that mental thing as being a content creator, that is sometimes for you guys maybe hard to like fully understand in some ways, that I stopped recording to lessen the pressure on myself this game, to focus more on winning. So that's what that was. So that's why you don't have a POV commentary in this one, is because I stopped recording halfway through. But again, roughly we're halfway through. We still have about another half of the game to go. So still fairly strong. Still can look for good one-shots if I do manage to find somebody. But the unfortunate thing is the enemy team have found me, and I'm dead. So, you know, the Tristana is incredibly strong right now. Good hook by Thresh. Can they do anything with it? No. Qiyana ultimate comes through, catches up the Draven, who is dead again. So the Trist is just popping off. 11-5. And this is the issue, man. When you've got one person pretty much doing well on one team, and who's, I would say, jungling is still, meanwhile Darius is dead in top lane. Jungling is still, I'd say, the strongest role in the game. But AD carry maybe is the highest carry potential in the game. So if I don't one-shot an AD carry and she has a good Alistar that is just going to CC me, she could just kill me. Like, again, I'm not a tank jungler, I'm Elise, right? So I'm fairly squishy. If I misplay or I get caught, an AD carry just blows you up. That's the problem. But anyway, going to do a bit of farming. And if you're wondering where my mind is right now, I want to get to level 11. And level 11 is obviously a pretty big power spike. The problem that we had is this Draven... Again, he was... maybe some of you probably wouldn't find it hard to believe. Again, we want to push this out. We also want to get this tower. The Draven was unsurprisingly toxic. And there you go. So yes, he's blowing flash. He's basically trolling. He's 1 in 6 already. And I'm like, I want to get the tower. So he stops. I don't know why he stops. We could have continued for the tower. And some people are like, what about the Baron? I don't think we can fight the enemy team right now anymore. Like, we should just focus on trying to get some gold income that is guaranteed. A tower's guaranteed income. Anyway, Qiyana, weirdly, even though her team is near the Baron, which, by the way, they don't do, Qiyana just wrecks me, because, again, I'm squishy. But I think I got the tower. I didn't even get the tower. So, again, I should have committed to the tower, I guess. If Draven stayed, 1, we would have got the tower. 2, we would have killed Qiyana. But, oh well. But the enemy team don't do Baron. Obviously, the Dravens, now half trolling. But we have a 1-6 Draven. We have a 0-6 Yasuo. And this is where, again, the frustration is definitely there. The pressure is there. And that's why, again, this game, I think so far has shown you guys a good example of why I'm swapping onto a different account. Is because this is happening all the time. And to the YouTube audience, I love you guys, I really do. And, you know, I don't want to just upload wins. I do want to upload losses. But losses are very frustrating. And that's the point. I don't want to show you guys pure frustration. I want this to be a happy environment on average. And even you guys have seen some of my wins are frustrating, let's be honest. So I wanted to do this game just to show you I'm happy with how I'm playing. I'm playing good. I'm getting really fed. But these are the players that we are getting. So what I'm hoping with the account swap going to the different account, just for my own mental, is I'm expecting teammates like this Draven and Yasuo every single time I play on the Huzzy account now. I'm just expecting them. Maybe with a brand new mindset, brand new account, I'm like, I hopefully will get out of the I'm expecting bad teammates. So I probably should have moved over a little bit earlier, I will say, but I find the Qiyana, she somehow like does a billion damage to me before I actually land anything, but they're all kind of low, and obviously what is good when things are low is a Darius. Darius is obviously the king of when people are low and they can get his reset, bada bing, bada boom. He actually gets that as well. He's going to chase them down, because remember, they changed Ghost a little while back, that if you've got Ghost, when you get kills, it's going to do reset every single time you get a kill, and that's why he's so goddamn quick. Thresh takes the kill. Baron obviously is being called here. I think I might even pinged it myself, but it's still relatively early in the game. The enemy team's going to be respawning, and the damage isn't quite there. So no Baron there. So even though I got one shot by the Qiyana, I did nearly one-shot her as well. Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm really fed, but I'm not fed enough to survive her. And she can one-shot me, and I don't think I can quite one-shot her. Maybe if I get my absolute full combo off on a Qiyana, maybe. But she also now has Edge of Night, and obviously that ruins a champion like Elise. When your opening to your combo is a cocoon, that you want to throw your cocoon on them to CC them, if they have Edge of Night up, you ain't doing that. So sometimes when they have Edge of Night, you have to waste something. I see an Alistar there with the red trinket. Sometimes you have to waste a damage ability or something like that when they have Edge of Night, and that obviously affects your burst. So what I didn't like right now, I didn't like the fact that Darius is top lane. He's big part of our strength in team fighting. Like he's the only other player that's actually doing okay with me, and he wasn't around. So it just took away all our pressure to do anything about this. And we are thinking like, oh, the enemy team are coming. Once again, I try to flash out of it. Doesn't matter. And I'm basically near enough getting one shot. I try to escape. Nice wind wall by the Yasuo to save me. She does ignite me, but I just survive. So that was a good survival. Alistar full engaging. Darius is now here, though. Monkey coming in with his AoE. Thresh laying a hooks. Yasuo dead again, 0-7. Draven obviously is in top lane, because where else would he be? And we do decide just to survive and back off for now. So we lost, what, 1? Again, still a negative, but at least not all of us died. If we all died, that would have definitely been Baron. That definitely would have been maybe an inhib. So it's not the worst situation, I guess. Damage, build-wise, by the way, what has massively now affected my game is because lack of pressure, the enemy team is just like starting to own us, let's be honest. I can't free farm anymore, so my farm is getting more distant with the Wukongs, and the XP is actually going to be opening up even more. So this game does show you can have an insane game as jungle so far, but if the enemy team just hangs on and just plays relatively smart, yeah. So by the way, if you notice, I'm being quite heavily focused this game to the point that, like there, everything is going on me. Darius doing a big engage, though, and I think the Tristana might be close to death. They do get the Qiyana with 3 people, but we just won that fight, I think. They killed me for 2 because of how much they're focusing me. Worth also noting, they have to focus me. If they don't, is where I could, I'm still incredibly fed this game, I could kill everybody. I could take over the game. Draven's frontlining, I've no idea why. Yasuo with a pretty good ultimate, but with how obviously unfed he is, he's not doing any damage, and with how fed the Tristana is, they turn it around. And unfortunately, what was a good situation, not bad, turned into a bad one. Like, Darius, he backed off, which I think was the smart thing. The people that are having a bit iffy games continued, and yes, they're dead again. So now they're doing Baron. Can we do anything about this? I'm going to try and make my way there, obviously. Spider form is the form you want to be in. That gives you bonus movement speed, just to let people know. They know I'm coming because they got the blue trinket there. They've got another one in there too. And I'm like, can we do anything about this? That it's a bit too low. I was thinking about it, and boom, it's dead. So, nope. Nothing we can do about it, unfortunately, with my team dying in mid lane, 3 of them. Again. So, I know a lot of this replay, by the way, is turning into, look how bad they're playing. As I mentioned, this is an average, I'd say, loss. That Huz is having a pretty good game. He's got a 0-8 Yasuo. He's got a 3-8 Draven who's flashing on the spot. Like, that's the losses that I'm not uploading as live commentaries. Because, again, educationally, there are good points in this game that I showed you guys, like, really how to snowball the early game. Playing well in that sense, and I was happy about that. But there's not much education anymore in some avenues of going, look, my 3 players who aren't having great games stayed in mid lane too long and they ended up dead again. Like, you know? So, very happy with my Elise game, though, so far. And the Darius also is doing well now. He's really coming into his own, especially with these team fights. So the enemy team is not a tanky team comp on average. So Darius, if he can get that 1 reset, gets his passive up like online, he is scary for the enemy team. He really is. So I am thinking that you can see where the enemy team is. They might be thinking about going bot lane. They have minions here, so maybe we should kind of cover off this area. But then we see Tristana obviously mid. So Tristana, by the way, is level 15. Level 15, 2 levels above me, a level again above the Darius, for God's sake. That she is tied the highest level in the game. Oh, actually not now, because the Gragas just hit level 16. But yeah, she's incredibly fed. She's getting all the farm. It's just very hard to deal with. So we know the enemy team's here. We've had vision of them. Randomly, he just stops. Like, I don't know, like, if he managed to get a ward down there or something. But that Wukong just reacted, like, insane quick speed. Worth also noting, just to make mention, Turbo Chem Tank on Alistar is becoming more common. Because, once again, Riot has been balancing the game to try and make items have variety on how much they're played, rather than balancing the items into a balanced state. They're just over-buffing underused items, and Turbo Chem Tank now is incredibly strong. So that's why even supports are now starting to build Turbo Chem Tank, so do expect that. So Dragon once again is spawning. I want this Dragon. I think I was probably like spam pinging, please come for the Dragon. We can, I would still say, relatively well 5v5 the enemy team. If things go well for us, we actually have a pretty good team fight. Unfortunately, enemy team is waiting for us because we're only 3. Yasuo is still top lane. Darius obviously was on his way, but a bit too far. They just go for us straight away. They've got great engage with a Qiyana and an Alistar, and boom, we lose another Dragon. So, very frustrating game, obviously, for me. Yasuo's fighting the Gragas, level 14, fighting a level 16. He is going to try his best to do something, I guess. I'm not incredibly sure he can, but Tristana, by the way, dies to the Darius, which is good. Obviously, she's using Exhaust, but Exhaust isn't a big counter to Darius, with his ultimate being true damage. But yeah, that fight is continuing. You can see Gragas with the Ocean Soul is now getting back to full health. So, I don't know why Yasuo was top lane. Would it have made a much bigger difference, to be honest, if he was there? Arguably not. He's 0-8. But still, I think it would have been better if he actually was there, let's be honest. So we're going to maybe look top lane. Again, some people may be asking, like, did these players play these champions? From memory, the Yasuo played no Yasuo. We walk into the Gragas, by the way, we will get that kill, so that's good. Overstay. That was a mistake. I meant to click my refillable, I hit Zhonya's. But yeah, from memory, he didn't play Yasuo, and from memory, he might have not played Draven. Was he a Twitch main? He might have been a Twitch main. Again, I played this game last night, so it still is kind of fresh in my mind. But, yeah. So the enemy team obviously got the 1 Infernal, 3 Ocean. So their regen is going to be very high. So what the enemy team need to play this game as is basically in and out. Dragon Souls obviously have different strengths to them, different strengths and weaknesses. For the most part, I would say Ocean maybe tied the strongest with Infernal. Infernal, let's be honest, just gives you straight up damage. That's hard to beat. But Ocean Dragon gives you an in-combat Warmogs. It's absolutely mental that if you play it well, you can dip in and out of combat. Like, oh, we're fighting, we got one champion, or we're all kind of low. Dip out for a few seconds. Oh, we're back to full health. Let's go back in. You play it well, Ocean Soul is incredibly strong. So we know Qiyana's in here somewhere. Not sure we can do much about it. Again, they're just waiting, springing the trap, as it were. Thresh going to do his best. I land the cocoon, and then she goes invisible. Alistair then going on me. I'm going to do the best I can, so I flash with then some damage. I repel instantly, and I get the kill, and yeah, I survive. So, really nice play. I was happy about that one. I land the cocoon on the Wukong, by the way, and I survived. So yeah, I'm still having these really good moments, still playing well. It just feels like the enemy has maybe a bit more synergy, or they outscale us. Like, for us to win this game, if you're wondering where my headspace was this game, is the Qiyana is scary, but I don't think Qiyana is like the best at like properly carrying a game. The more scary individual is the Tristana. If I can get that cocoon with the combo, the human damage and then the spider damage on this Trist, if she doesn't exhaust me, in my mindset I was like, I think I still one-shot her. I think get that champion. So that's obviously in my mind of what I wanted to do this game, is look for that. The Gragas, by the way, he was not really useful. So what the Gragas decided to do this game was split push. He's going to be that annoying guy that is... The champion isn't designed to split push. Meanwhile, a big engage is coming. They just go for the Thresh. If you're also wondering, like, is it not a great thing that they're burning so much on a support? At this stage of the game, one kill is a big deal. So even killing the support is usually fairly good. Darius gets the shutdown, though. We're getting the Alistair. Darius goes on the Trist, and boom, we get a nice cleanup. So that's really good. So that's the nice thing. We made an okay play. Good trade overall. But obviously that's, again, so there's one side of just getting any kill gives you numbers advantage in late game. But then if you continue the fight and you used a lot of stuff on killing a support, then you might have then disadvantage if you continue the fight because you used everything on a support. So we're now going to go for the Baron. I think Yasuo is on his way slowly. We need this Baron. Like, the enemy team have got probably, arguably, still the momentum. But that little team fight's good. If we also can get this Baron, this is where we've spoken for in the past, that momentum can shift. Even if you're behind on kills, you're behind on gold, you could just suddenly get the momentum. Oh, we won a team fight. Oh, we got Baron. Oh, we got that mid tower. And the momentum can build. So we get the Baron, which is good. I think all 5 of us also get it, which is a bonus, I guess. Decided going to go back, obviously. And what do I buy? I think I buy Morello this game. Yeah, so Morello's kind of needed. I will say one of the disadvantages I find with having a full AD team comp is a lot of the AD champions don't seem to buy any anti-heal at all. And obviously there is an argument, is it even worth buying anti-heal in the game right now? Because of how much healing is in the game. But I still am buying it here or there. The Darius has got a Bramble and a Thornmail, and that's all we have. So I was like, okay, I'll get it just for now. Maybe I'd sell it later on if I wanted even more damage and get a better item. But I got it for now. So obviously... Tristana level 16, having that confidence just to be around. I again, presume they've got a decent amount of vision in our jungle, so they knew where people were. Not having to be too scared. If you're wondering, by the way, the Threshers for ages has given me Zeeks. I'm still arguably... Well, I'm 17 kills. I'm still having a pretty good game. Teleport coming in. They obviously want the dragon. Elder Dragon is spawning very soon. That's obviously the next priority for both teams, is Elder Dragon. And by the way, I think I smell Mexican, so oh my god, arriba. That's the priority for both teams right now, is it's a thing. So as you mentioned, killing anybody is a good thing. If you can burst him, great, but it ain't happening. I'm playing off to the side. I don't want to fully commit. We do get a nice pick on the Qiyana, but unfortunately for us, look, so just a pause. Teamfight's clumped. Look where Tristana is. I know I have to get to Trist. How am I getting there? That's the point. So Tristana in positioning is positioning really well. This whole team fight has been completely free. She also exhausts me, by the way. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a pentakill. So that is the thing with Trist. Very good champion. I've always enjoyed the champion myself. She gets higher range as the game goes, so that's really safe AD carry in the back of the team fight, with then also having that jump mobility. So the weird thing is here, I will say, they could have ended. They don't. They're going to go do Elder Dragon. Just a basic lesson to you guys: if you can end a game of League, end the game. I have lost games from League that I have got all of their base, and then we decided not to end the game. I have lost games from that point. I've also won games from the opposite point. I have won games that the enemy team got a bit too cocky, and we won it. So just end the game if you can. But obviously they have Elder Dragon now, which is a bad thing for us. But yeah, Pentakill, again, always fun to see, no matter who it is. But yeah. And that partially does go with what we spoke about earlier of the Draven as a champion. He has to win lane. This Draven lost lane really badly. And a Triss is naturally going to outscale. Also, you could kind of stay with team comp. The enemy team's got pretty good protection for a Triss. They've got 1 an Alistar. 2 a Gragas is also pretty good. This Gragas, I would say, is in a bit of a funky build, but he's pretty good. And also a Wukong. A Wukong is disrupting everything in front of a Tristana. So she's got a really nice protection wall in front of her that I don't think our team 1 has. But also, it's not the same value. Like, us protecting a Draven is not the same value of the enemy team protecting a Trist. It just isn't in mid to late game. Our only way of winning this game was really to get a nice big pick on the Trist, with then those Darius resets, very important. And it just became harder and harder to do that with all, obviously, the mistakes that were intertwined with this game. So we are maybe looking for one big fight, but obviously I would... You know, I'd arguably not want to fight them right now. They have that Elder Dragon, and you can see pings on the minimap by red team, so they are wanting to end the game. I don't know who's pinging on their team, but they're wanting to end. They should. They've got Elder Dragon. The whole point of Elder, obviously a lot of the community, and you know, my damage there just for W, not bad, but the Ocean Soul is going to regen them straight away. Obviously, it's still quite controversial, Elder Dragon, but the whole point of it is to end the game. Riot, again, we've always said, they've got all the data, they don't tell us all about it. They probably have the data that when the game gets to about 30 to 40 minutes, which is the average Elder Dragon timer, the average person wants the game to end. So they have made Elder Dragon to make that possible. Alright, so they're blowing up the towers. Any moment, I will say I'm expecting a big engage, a flash engage by Alistar or something. They are playing it quite, like, methodical at the moment. And here it is, flash engage by him, going on the Draven, who flashes away. Tanky Alistar, though, and I'm off to the side just seeing what I can do. Yasuo getting one of his first ultimates off this game, and unfortunately for us, again, the Tristana very fed, taking a bit of damage, just limit testing a bit here. Darius getting close to his ultimate, will get it. Can he do anything with it? Good hook by Thresh, so we do get that. I flash over, I think, any second to try and get her. She goes down, and we actually save the game. So if the enemy team, I'd say, hard focused, maybe they could have ended then. The game is not over, and what we decide is, let's go mid lane for what is arguably a Hail Mary. There is a small chance that we can win the game right now. And by the definition, like, you might be like, oh, the timers aren't big enough. What always you're hoping for in this situation is the enemy team also panic. That if we walk directly into their base, whoever spawns first walks into us, dies instantly in a 3v1. Then the next person walks, dies, and then in a 3v1. And if that happens, we could then end the game. Let's see if we can do it. Alright, so again, I'm 17, 10, 10. Farm is low because there's, again, the pressure's gone. The farm just hasn't been there anymore. You guys have seen it in front of you. But we're going for the inhib, which is always a nice situation, and we will get that. So we do then decide to back away because it did take us longer, arguably, than we thought to get that inhib. And they're all spawned. We're 3 people. Let's back off. What we're also having to accept here, so again, still not in a great situation. We're all about having to back off. We're having to go back. We're outnumbered. We're out of position. And what just spawned? Baron. So in my mind, I'm like, enemy team's about to get Baron, unfortunately for us. And is it worth, some people say, is it worth me going for a steal here? Not really. Because I'm still a lot of our strength. If I die, then the game is fully over. If we get a good pick, if the enemy team misposition and I'm still alive, I can do a bit of damage. Maybe we'll be okay. I don't think it's worth trading me for a potential Baron steal, which is also very unlikely. Get a Cocoon on the Alistar, he ults. Again, Gragas damage you can see is quite bad. Big fight happening. Yasuo in the middle of the fight. Do get the Cocoon with the Darius. We will get the GA of her. Kiana's focusing me, unsurprisingly. And there is the game. So, unfortunately, we do end up losing this game, but not crazy surprising. Obviously, 3 of us end with 11 deaths. I was still incredibly happy with how I played this game. And I'll say, yes, I was very annoyed. The Twitch chat was feeling for me this game. We're like, dude, you played so well. You were 10-0 at 10 minutes, which is crazy. But most of us would have just agreed. Like, we had, unfortunately, the 1-11 Yasuo. We had the 5-11 Draven. The Darius played well, so I give props to him. But that's it. That's solo queue. But I will say also, by comp, we deserve to lose this game. So it's not like sometimes you lose a game, you're like, man, we should have won that game, blah, blah, blah. The game went 40 minutes long in a comp that we do lose late game. Like, that even if I wasn't 10-0 in the early game, that we should have snowballed if we didn't do major mistakes, if people didn't feed mid or bot, if those people had an average game and we kind of grouped, did objectives together with my strength, maybe we could have won this game at 25 minutes. But because it went to 40 minutes, yeah, we deserve to lose this game. They outscaled us. Like, they have champions that are just better at scaling. Like, Elise falls off, even though I like the champion, she just does. I couldn't get to the Trist with SCC level, and Trist completely outscales a Draven. So we did deserve to lose this game. I think I deserved, like, again, if my team didn't play as bad as they did in the early game, we potentially could have won. But it happens. So that's the point, is I'm very happy with how I'm playing. I'm maintaining them as much PMA as I can, positive mental attitude, and we're going to, again, you guys will see a great Nico game tomorrow, and then starting tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to go on the other account. I'm going to rename it also, so it's nothing to do with Huzzy or being a YouTuber or anything like that. Going to rename it and just play. And I'm very happy with how I'm playing. Like, I truly am. I'm not just saying it. I am happy with how I'm playing in solo queue right now. And let's just hope that with the fresh mindset, fresh account, well, it's not a fresh account, it's past MMR, past Diamond account, we'll do great. So if you guys are looking forward to that, throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. Hope you're all doing well. Let me know how solo queue is going for you. Are you having a similar experience? But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.